Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. Now this video is going to be a fun one because it's political and all that good stuff, so that's what the people on the internet always like to go and see, discuss, and talk about over here because, well, once again, Xbox has been kind of in the big heat and like the front seat of when it comes to some big controversies. Now, in case you guys missed this, I actually did make a video on this, and funny enough, I did actually kind of go and agree with kind of like the contrarian, I guess, viewpoint of this, so I'll talk about that, and I swear I'm not crazy, I promise you all. But basically, Xbox is now into huge heat. We have a lot of like Republican-based type news channels and also senators calling out Xbox itself, and it's all kind of coming because of this carbon-aware console changes that came out about 2 weeks ago or so. So just letting you guys know, I'm not going to chime in my opinion too much because I'm kind of indifferent. I'll just be honest with you guys with this one. But my original viewpoint and take on this was actually supporting all of that, and I still kind of stand by it too as well. But we're going to talk about this, talk about the drama, talk about scrubbing getting canceled for bringing up politics and all the usual stuff. So make sure you guys, first of all, give your thoughts and comments down below. Just make sure you guys are nice, cool, and chill. We have the Twitter links down below. We have the Target links down below with the all the just Amazons, everything, Twitches, everything down below. And let's go and dive into this big controversial video because why not? So, in case you guys missed it, around 2 weeks ago or so, we talked about this where Xbox themselves made a brand new update to their console. So they're basically trying their best to go and min-max the power usage and like sometimes basically taking control of your console to basically streamline the process. So kind of give you guys the rundown. It's basically saying like sometimes you won't be in like perpetual like basically like automatic start on mode, for lack of better terms. So basically like your console's using less energy, but it's not like as efficient. It's maybe not necessarily downloading at proper times. It's basically trying to be like a min-max of an algorithm to basically save, power, save like it become carbon aware, just try to make sure everything on Microsoft is not basically impeding the planet too much, which in theory I think is not necessarily a bad idea. When I made that video, I was like, I'm not really the biggest fan of Microsoft controlling that and kind of having their own say on that, in my honest opinion, when it comes to my Xbox or whatever. But I'm also one of those people where I'm like, it's not really that big of a deal. It's not really changing so much. And if it's actually done well and properly, it might save people a few bucks throughout the year, basically not having their console running 24/7. Like, I don't think it's necessarily good. I don't like the idea of them controlling it. I don't think it's necessarily bad because it's, well, hopefully maybe saving the environment. But a lot of folks are both on the, as per usual on the political side, completely separate spectrum. So I'm very much in the middle. I'm not like too biased in either way, but it's crazy because right now it's like a war. So basically, Xbox becomes the first carbon-aware console, but not everyone is happy. The woke brigade is after video games, and the consoles will automatically update to the shutdown energy-saving power options. So once again, I can kind of see both sides. Some people are kind of pushing this a little too far, on also as well both sides. But it's intriguing because this is like such a polarizing topic for something that I thought was just going to be like a casual background video. So like I said, I'm kind of indifferent. I kind of really mind. It's kind of whatever you guys want to do. I just kind of report on news, but kind of give me your thoughts and comments down below. So they say modern Xbox consoles will soon now have a default setting that regulates the video game system's power usage to protect the environment. Xbox is working to reduce our environmental impact to help us reach Microsoft's goal of being a carbon negative, water positive, and zero waste company by 2030 by rethinking how we design, build, distribute, and use our products, a press release from Microsoft Xbox Wire said. So I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I think that's good. I think at the end, long term, I think that's overall good for everyone. Make the environment a bit nicer, not have to use so much needless energy waste, and if consumers could also save money, it's not too bad. But the big issue here is that while a lot of folks don't like the control and the idea that basically you can't make that decision, or Microsoft is trying to force that decision for you guys and everything all in between. And I can kind of also agree with that too as well. Like I said, I'm not going crazy. I'm not going to go and throw my Xbox out the window or really care too much after making a few videos on it, but it is an interesting topic point. So Xbox said that they are focused on carbon emissions in the homes of our fans, according to the release. We are not to hold ourselves accountable for carbon emissions in the production and distribution of our products, but to the emissions created within the use of our products in the homes of our fans as well. And I think that's kind of the big kind of polarizing thing, at least from their viewpoint, is that, yeah, you as a company should try to be good, but maybe also not try to force your whole company ideals and thought process on the consumers. Which when it comes to just saving energy and power, I'm not necessarily sure because I don't see it in motion. Like if it's like what there's always those potentials, there's always those potentials where it could be a little bit worse. Or like what if say like your download speed because it's like a high like 5 p.m. is actually slogging because well they just don't want to use their data servers or everyone else is using it. Stuff like that could in theory become a potential issue in the future, and they have become issues as people do these change in policies, as you can kind of see by bajillions of people getting sued and lawsuits and everything else too as well. Good examples maybe the Apple where they basically had that like big drama where their phones over time were basically being degraded from their actual updates and basically trying to force folks to go and then upgrade to their next like phone, stuff like that. That was a very big case too. And that could also be something to be pushed in say a Microsoft, or maybe like say you have an older console. What if they don't like make it fine-tuned enough, where they try to change the actual power usages? Like there's a lot of potentially bad things from anyone who's like thinking on the logical side, instead of just being like, oh, these are I don't know. Anyway, I'm kind of rambling. Anyways, the press release noted that consoles will become carbon aware via a software update, and then being carbon aware means reducing carbon footprint by optimizing updates and downloads to run at a time when the console can use the most renewable energy, Xbox explained. Which in theory, once again, that's not. I think the idea behind that seems cool, but just a lot of folks are giving a lot of bad feedback against it. Like not that necessarily bad, more of like bad pushback is maybe a better word than feedback. So Colombian President Petro blames capitalism for climate change and potential extinction of life on Earth. Crazy. So as the same announcement said, new energy saving features are being automatically applied. Starting today, Xbox insiders will note that their Xbox Series X and S consoles automatically will update to the shutdown energy saving power option. Xbox Wire wrote, this one-time update to your power settings will reduce your power consumption while your console is off. It will not affect performance, gameplay, or your console's ability to receive overnight updates to the system, games, or apps. The press release also said with shutdown energy savings, selected Xbox One consoles will experience a slower boot time. So once again, it's kind of like the difference of a few seconds. I think I'm cool with it, but also at the same time, like, I don't know. Like, give me your thoughts. I feel like it's very polarizing because it's kind of just like, it's just a console at the end of the day, but it's also kind of arguing like higher level stuff than just your console and just a few seconds of boot time. It's more like the control versus like, should Microsoft do this and all those kind of in-betweens. So Xbox implored users to be aware of their impact gaming has in the environment. We can't do this alone. We must work together with our players, developers, studios in the industry if we're going to help reduce gaming's impact on the environment. But in my mind, I kind of feel like there's a lot more crazy stuff too as well. I mean, it's kind of good that everyone should be on top of this and, trying to make the world better, all that. There's also, I think, a lot of really big, like, scary things that are probably more impactful than just gaming by itself, I always feel like gaming kind of gets a really bad knack against everything, like as a scapegoat or with kids or anything else in the world. I always kind of feel bad for gamers. So basically, some Twitter users slammed news of the technical change. This decision was most likely made on the company's private executive jets, so not even necessarily people that are hardcore Republican. Some folks as well, they're just very anti-capitalism too, are very, very against this. They're just like, what's going on with this? Like these people are spending millions of dollars and having a private concert with Sting still, which still upsets me that Xbox was doing that. And then folks are also complaining that they also want normal consumers who are just trying to play a video game that they paid for and a console they paid for to, well, also have to take the climate challenge themselves. So it's not even necessarily just both the Republican or even both the Democratic side. It's basically just polarizing everywhere, and you could probably find an angle to kind of complain on either side. So funny enough, Senator Ted Cruz, which you would have thought I'd be quoting him in a video, tweeted, first gas stoves, then your coffee, now they're gunning for your Xbox. And the Young Americans Foundation tweeted, now the woke brigade is now after video games, all in the name of climate change. So like you guys could just see, it's polarized literally everywhere with this one too. So basically, conservative journalist John Ziegler commented on the announcement as well, saying, could this be what finally makes some young people realize the negative real-world impacts of the climate scam? Or on the other hand, could this be the most culturally productive thing ever done in the guise of the alleged climate emergency? So this is going to be kind of curious for me to go read through the comments in this video, because I'll be very curious what my actual YouTube community even thinks at the end of the day. Like I said, I'm kind of in the middle. Like, I can kind of be like, I don't know the full facts. I'm kind of just doing like the research and the bare bones. But like I said, a lot of these arguments are more on the high level side where I think as a YouTuber, I'm not even allowed to kind of even think about that at a high level. I'm just here to go talk about video games, try to keep you guys entertained, at the end of the day. So basically for this one, commentator Rick DeCivos slammed the announcement as part of a technological slippery slope, which is kind of a big thing too as well, both on the capitalism side of anti-capitalism, or why are these big kind of agencies and companies control this, but on the reverse side then too, in terms of like the control system, where some folks are saying, yeah, what's going to keep on making it from getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse as time goes on. I guess I'm just going to explain the viewpoints for all these folks. So as well, they go drop the dystopian, like you'll owe nothing and you'll love it, and then deciding what to do with my so-called free time gave me anxiety, but now that Microsoft-owned OpenAI orders my days, I'm worried free. So like I said, we're getting like a lot of contrarian stuff all over the place, even in the comment section down below as well, because like it's just crazy. Like they're trying to say like this is not going to be really affecting like a crisis when it comes to the weather in the world. Some folks are expecting like console degradation, so that, hey, guess what, you can go and sue them too as well. And then also calling out Microsoft, saying like how much does like their actual company waste, their data centers waste, how many trees do they go cut down. It's kind of like all over the place, you know, like people are kind of calling out Microsoft in every direction, and it's not necessarily more of a Republican or Democratic side. It's just people are like, what's going on? And I really feel like Xbox and Microsoft has been in the hot seat, especially these past few weeks, all of the time. So give me your thoughts and comments down below. Hopefully I didn't seem like too extremist or too weird in this video, so I apologize. In this one, I'm kind of, like I said, I'm kind of in the middle. On this one, I'm just kind of here to go talk about the news. But it is kind of crazy to go and see how polarizing all this stuff has been on the internet. So give me your thoughts and comments down below. Just be respectful. We have the Twitter and Twitch room down below. We have the Target links. We have the Amazon links. We have the Howl links. We have everything all in between. And I appreciate you guys all so much for watching here in the first place.